Man, what's the most surprising thing you learned from getting divorced? When I divorced my childhood sweetheart, I realized I left half of myself and my social life behind. For 5 stressful years, I was married to the girl I met in my 5th grade history class. She grabbed my hand and told me that we were dating now, and since she was pretty, I was okay with that. We went through all of middle school together in harmony, but when we went into high school, things started turning sour. She had an entire friend group with guys I was severely insecure about because they all looked better than me. However, whenever I tried to make friends with anyone, she'd whine to me about how I was ignoring her or choosing someone else over her. But she was all I knew, and I thought I felt love for her. As soon as we graduated high school, I got down on one knee and proposed. We eloped not even 3 weeks later, and there I sentenced myself to a 5-year sentence. I spent the next few years forced to hang out with her guy friends, all of whom seemed to have a thing for her, until I finally had enough and asked for a divorce. She fought me on that, and I almost gave in, because my identity had been mixed with hers. But I knew I needed something different, something that made me feel happy and confident in myself, so I finalized the divorce and tried to move on. I spent a few months after that trying to figure out who I was and what I even liked. I knew I liked video games and Game of Thrones, but I didn't even know what I liked in girls. All I knew was that I wanted to be free and supported, unlike the suffocation I felt when I was with my ex-wife. I signed up for so many dating platforms and even signed up for Bumble BFF. I realized quickly that I had zero social skills. A girl super liked my photo, and I asked her if she was a freak. She unmatched me so fast that I had whiplash. Girls would leave me on read or delivered for days, and even guys I tried to be friendly with ignored me mostly. Any girl who talked to me for more than a day ran away as soon as I started trauma dumping about my ex-wife. The only time I had luck with a friend was when I tried to ignore any social rules my ex put on me, such as not talking about anything I liked because it was too nerdy, or not being nice to other people because it might seem unsettling. We hung out in person and quickly got along because we nerded out on Game of Thrones lore, but I still wanted to find someone to love. I wanted to find a girl who treated me like a partner, not their servant, and I had no way of doing it. I started to accept that I might be alone forever when I vented to my new friend about it. I told him about my previous relationship and how I didn't even know where to start. He looked at me like I was an idiot and told me that I could have just asked him for some help. He told me he was sheltered as a kid, so he wasn't allowed to have a girlfriend or a lot of friends, so he knew exactly what I felt. But the difference was that when he was trying his hardest to avoid becoming an incel, he found a dating AI. He used it on Tinder first and finally got laid for the first time in his life, officially removing his status as a future incel. When I asked him what AI he used, he said one that was called Pickup Pal. To be honest, I was a little wary of trusting him on this because I didn't think they were operable, since ChatGPT gave me bogus answers on how to beat Minecraft. But when I was ignored for 3 days straight, I knew something had to change. I downloaded the AI, hoping he wasn't making me sign up for some scammer's wet dream. It first recommended to fix up my profile, and it had a bio generator and photo analyzer. It asked for my interests, so I listed everything I was obsessed with and it generated into something a little less insane. They even chose a good picture for me, because I had a picture of me and my ex-wife at a cosplay convention. The app told me to get rid of that first. It could also generate a response to a message to keep the conversation going, but I didn't have a use for that yet. However, with a new bio and pictures, I had 4 matches in just 3 days, and I used the dating AI on all of them. All my conversations went well because I was constantly generating interesting replies, and the women seemed interested in getting to know me. I was having fun texting people, and my phone was constantly blowing up from their messages. But it didn't take me long to realize I was only connecting with one girl since we had the most in common. She listened to my long rants about how Team Black in House of the Dragon was the obvious choice. She didn't ignore me when I sent that like my ex did. She even had some theories about how everything was going to play out. Although I had to use the AI a few times to stop the conversation from dying, we talked nearly every day naturally. Eventually, I gathered the courage to ask her out on a date, a real one, because my ex refused to be seen in public with me. She said yes but then realized I had no idea where to take her. I was about to freak out, but I checked the AI to see if it had anything that would help me, and it had a date generator. All I had to do was put a location and her interests, and then it would pick the perfect places to take her. I chose to take her to this popular tropical food place, and she loved the food. I was mostly worried about our date being awkward or me not knowing what to say because it felt like I had relied too much on the AI to help me. But our conversation went smoothly, just like it did over text, because using the AI consistently meant I knew what to say when our talks died down. Talking about things I liked and asking her if she liked it too had us talking for a while, and I got to know her by asking about her past. It was the first time in a while that I actually felt like a girl cared about what I liked and actually wanted to be around me. I was desperate to go on another date with her. Our conversations extended past texting, and it was clear we were both into each other, so I asked her to be my girlfriend. We've only been dating for 2 months, but I'm really happy with her. Though I'll admit, I still use Pickup Pal when I want to take her on dates because I always want things to be perfect for her, so that she'll never feel what I had to feel. I really hope she never finds out.
Subscribe please to Anonymous Stories and share your thoughts on the comments.